Yeah, I'm trying. Welcome, guys, to the Football Interactive Podcast with your host Rodrigo Costa and
Me. The other one who's...
back again
Yes, we're back.
with your favourite transfer. I'm joking. He's probably not your favourite. You've probably got a different one, but we've got what you need to know right here
Yes. I'm basically just
today.
quickly sorting all of the video
After
out.
after last episode where we were doing our predicted Premier League table, we are now doing our predicted best fantasy team, who we think will be the team of the season at the end of the season, and who we think will be the star performers this season. We'll start off with Callum's, then we'll go to mine, and then we'll go to your favourite section of the show, the transfer roundup.
Yes.
Okay, do we want to start off with Callum's?
Do we? It's probably a good idea, isn't it? Okay. So,
Great idea.
I'm going to admit here, ain't the biggest football knowledger, but that's why Rob's here, because he's going to actually give you information that's going to be useful.
Hello.
So, here's my people. Yes. So it was Aaron Ramsey. Ramsey? That was it. Ramsdale.
Not
Who?
Aaron Ramsey, come on.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Yeah, listen.
we'll start, I'll do it, listen.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll start off one position at a time. One position at a time, you got it.
Yes.
So, as we can see, Callum's team. We'll start off with the goalkeeper. He's chosen Aaron Ramsdale from Sheffield United. We've kind of based this off our Premier League predictions and then the teams that we thought would do well. And mainly, there was no team that we could think of that had one solid goalkeeper. Man United have two in Dean Henson and De Gea. Arsenal have two in Leno and Martinez. Chelsea barely have a goalkeeper. Tottenham have a 32-year-old. Yeah, Man City have Edison, which could have been an option, but he's known for being a midfielder half the time. So yeah, he's gone for Aaron Ramsdale, who was at Bournemouth last season, got relegated, but was arguably their best player, and has got a move to Sheffield United this summer. So yeah, Aaron Ramsdale, solid for Bournemouth. We'll go on to left back, another transfer. Chilwell from Chelsea. Now, Chilwell has been Leicester's underrated performer this season, and next season probably. And he's managed to move a 50 mil transfer to Chelsea, which is a bit overpriced, but we won't talk about that. We'll move on to people who Callum do know is they're in their hearts. One of them's about to be out of Callum's heart, but
Shut up. Okay. First,
go on.
Robin Koch. Yeah, we're gonna keep it PG, even though it's not.
Koch.
Koch.
Said it was Koch, so it's Koch.
Yes, it's Koch. He just moved to Leeds, obviously. Leeds all the way. He played in the Bundesliga. I can't remember for what
For
team.
Freiburg.
That was it.
Freiburg.
Yes. And he's also featured in the German international team, who are playing at the moment whilst we are streaming this. And I think he has all the ability to become the Ben White of Leeds. And I think he'll do well. I think he'll surprise a lot of people,
What, is he
hopefully.
21? He's
He's-
still young as well.
I think-
Similar age to Ben White.
Possibly 23. Talking about Ben White. There he is. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Price Callum chose him, but
Yeah. He just...
sorry
He's a
about
great player. We're not going to hide it. No Leeds fan will hide it. Yes, he's not coming back here. But he did say he was gutted. Yeah, he did say that. Anyway, he's hopefully going to have a really good season again. Will it be as
For his
good as the
sake,
Leeds
not for
season?
Brighton's
I
sake.
don't think so, but I still think it'll be a noticeably good season. Yes.
I think I was wondering why he chose Ben White because Brighton already had two good defenders, but then I remembered Duffy was about to move to Celtic, so he's probably going to be their starting centre back next season, along with Dunk. Move on to your right back, which is probably the easiest choice of the team because barely any right backs in the league are better than him. But I have chose someone else. You'll see in my team soon. But
Yes.
yeah, Trent.
Yes.
No explanation about him. He is the best right back probably in the world. He's arguably Liverpool's most underrated performer. carried them to the Champions League final with that corner. It's just Trent. It's Trent.
Yeah.
Move on to the midfield. Another player that Callum dearly loves, and all Leeds fans love. Go on.
Phillips. He's
Who is it? Yeah,
the way to. He's a unit. He's a unit.
he is a unit.
Yes, he
really
may
is
have
a
made
unit.
a couple of mistakes when we played Cardiff and we sort of lost the game, but that don't matter because he'll still be in our hearts. And I think he'll do very well in the Premier League. And yeah, he's physical. He has intensity and stamina. He's not the fastest player, but I can see.
He can run for about 90 minutes. Which
He
he's proven many
can
times.
run for 90 minutes and he will not stop running
Yeah, he
until
really
the game
can.
is finished.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk about De Bruyne?
Well, De Bruyne is De Bruyne, and that's about all we need to say.
Most
Anyway,
assists last season.
yes, he's a beast.
Yeah.
He's actually a beast. So,
Now-
yeah, we don't need to say anything about that.
Bruno Fernandes, quickly, he is probably gonna have a better season than last season, even though he completely outshone everybody last season during the coronavirus break, and then the matches after that, because yeah, he got many penalties, which we won't speak about. But now Man United are going for more people who can get penalties. He's probably gonna get even more. He's probably gonna get a lot of goals next season. It's the most obvious choice here, Bruno Fernandes. If he doesn't outperform everybody in the midfield, even De Bruyne, I'll be shocked. So
Now,
would you like to say your attack?
next, attack. Two of these players we won't go into a huge amount of detail because Rod does have them, that being Aubameyang and Mane. But both of the players,
The most obvious choices.
they are world class. No one can deny that. They're world
We'll
class.
go into a bit more detail when I do it.
Yes, obviously we will. And yeah, that's why I chose them. And then we have Rod, because I'm just going to butcher the name.
Timo Werner.
There you go.
When it's in German, when it's a W, it's a V. Simple.
Yes.
Timo Werner. New
And
signing once again, because Chelsea
obviously-
were a mad one.
Oh, God. How much did they sign him for? 50 mil, was it?
50 mil release clause. which is
Deep
the
pockets
cheapest
by
thing I've ever seen in my
Abramovich
life.
there, you know? You know what I'm on about?
Honestly, I
So-
thought he was going to be 90 mil, surprisingly.
I
Gone for
think
50 mil.
he'll have a good season. Will it be better than his previous season? Don't think so.
Probably
still-
not.
I still think he'll easily bag over 10 or 15 goals. I think. Easily. But,
he is a good striker. He's Germany's number one striker
yeah, and he's playing right now.
in the Premier League. It's a more physical league than the Bundesliga. Bundesliga is more tactical defending. They're more focused on positioning more than pressing and marking. So we'll see about Werner. He could either score less goals than you would expect him to, or completely outdo his goal tally, in my opinion. But yeah, Callum's team.
Yes.
Honestly, if I was gonna say, compared to my team, they're probably gonna perform better than the people in my team. But I've chosen a team that
Let me get it up.
is dear to my heart, but also options that could surprise people. So, would you like to move on to my team?
I am on
We'll see.
the case. Here we are. Here is Rod's.
Quick mention: please
Team.
go and follow us on Twitter and
Oh,
subscribe
yeah.
to our YouTube channel.
Also, just quickly
It would be
bring that up.
dearly appreciated.
I've just
I
realised we
do
could see the
tweet
bottom.
out every time we finish a video,
It
which
should have.
comes out on Friday, but we stream it on Thursday. So, if you want to see the stream, come to Thursday. If you want to see the video,
Yeah, because
go
it
to
takes
Friday.
ages to process. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'll shut up
isn't it?
and I'll
Takes
just
its
let
own-
Rod talk.
Okay, so my fantasy team took a while on this, but we've managed to get there. I've got some honorable mentions right at the end for people who I think will show their class, but also some people who I don't know if they're going to sign for the team that they're linked to, but if they do, they're definitely going to end up being in the team of the season. There's no question about it. So we'll start off with our goalkeeper. Callum didn't know who this guy was because obviously barely any people know him. He's known for being the most underrated goalkeeper in the league, Rui Patricio. Now, I think he's my favourite goalkeeper just because he carried Portugal to the Euros. And Rui Patricio, He is the most underrated goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion. Nobody ever talks about him, and he's just both the teams that he played for and plays for are the most underrated teams in Europe. Wolves, nobody ever talks about unless they're like sixth place, and Portugal, nobody ever talks about unless they win it. But he's the main reason they do well half the time. So Rui Patricio, I think this season he'll outshine everybody because most goalkeepers in the league have someone to outperform them that they could, like Leno and Martinez, Manchester United, De Gea and Henderson. Anything can happen between those two, so I chose Rui Patricio. Now I'll quickly go on to the two Arsenal defenders. They're my options because I had to just put them both in. Tierney, best left back in the league. Sorry, Robertson, but you know we saw what happened in the Community Shield. Yeah, but yeah, I think Tierney this season will just, as long as he doesn't as long as he doesn't get an injury, he's gonna be the best in the league. He has to be. I don't see him with Aubameyang maybe signing a new contract if them two just manage to get the goals all the time for Arsenal. We'll go on to Saliba, the new Arsenal signing. I saw him against MK Dons. He looks confident and strong. When he starts playing for Arsenal, trust me, I'm calling it now. He's going to be probably our best centre back for 5 years. The last good centre back we had like him was Koscielny. Now, away from the Arsenal players for the next 5 positions, we've gone for another new signing, Thiago Silva. Now, he was in the Champions League final. We all know that. He's probably a world-class centre-back and will have a long career until he's probably like 36 in my opinion. I think he's got at least another 3 years at Chelsea, maybe 4 years. He was the best centre-back in the Liga, and now I want to see how he does well at Chelsea. I think him and Malang Sarr signing for Chelsea could be a good option because Thiago Silva's like his age and his confidence in the big leagues will help people like Malang Sarr who are young and don't know like how to play in the Premier League and don't know how to play against people like Aubameyang and Mane and Sterling, who we will talk about soon. I feel like Silva will help out, and Silva will probably be the most underrated. He's gonna remind me of like David Silva when he played for Chelsea. Not David Silva, David Luiz. I didn't say that. Shush. Okay, we'll go on to right back. I had to choose this guy because I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of surprised that Tottenham signed him, and I can't just be biased and not choose a Tottenham player. So I've gone for Doherty, who I think is gonna be a hell of a player for Tottenham. He's probably the most attacking right back in the league. He's always in that conversation for who's in attack. When Wolves are attacking, you've got Jimenez, Jota, Doherty's are always there to cross the balls. And so I think this time with Harry Kane in the box and Son in the box, it's going to be even better. I think Doherty will outperform every right back in the league. Maybe not Trent, but you can't always go for Trent. We'll go for Callum already talked about him. He's Calvin Phillips. I'll let a Leeds fan talk about him, so we'll move on. But yeah, I think Calvin Phillips will do well. He's the kind of physical player that would outshine in the Premier League. We'll go for De Bruyne, who most assists last season. We all know he's the best midfielder in the world, in my opinion. Arguably could have won the Ballon d'Or if he won the Champions League. It's probably gonna, well, it's not gonna go to Lewandowski because, yeah, UEFA. But yeah, I think De Bruyne should win it and deserves to win it because of how well he's played in the Premier League and the most assists in the Premier League. So, hell of a player. We'll go for the next midfielder, who I've chosen as Kai Havertz. If he hasn't signed yet, but it's basically confirmed at this point. So I'm going to go for Kai Havertz. He's probably one of the most exciting prospects in Europe. When he was playing for Leverkusen, he was outshining everybody at the club. He was carrying them almost into the Champions League, getting knocked out of the Champions League spot by Mönchengladbach. But Havertz, he has to leave Leverkusen at this point. I'll talk about him in the transfer roundup and what's happening with him in Chelsea, but he's probably going to sign for Chelsea at this point. That's why I've chosen him, and I think he's going to have a great season. At least, maybe 12 assists and above. We'll go for our attack. I chose Sterling. Questionable. Don't know why. But I couldn't think of a better right wing in the league slash left wing. I know he plays left wing half the time, but I just couldn't think of a better attacker to play right wing and left wing than Sterling, other than the two I've got next to him. Because Sterling is just yes. The main reason I've chosen him is because yes, he missed in the Champions League against Lyon to knock Man City out, but I feel like that is going to make him think he needs to have a good season to show Guardiola that his mistake in the final isn't going to be costly to their history and the trophies that they could have won. So Sterling has to perform well next season. And then I've gone for Mane and Aubameyang, same as Callum. It's a bit obvious the reason why we chose them. Mane, probably the best player in the Premier League right now. Liverpool's most valuable player. Scores an average of 20 goals a season half the time. Same with Aubameyang. And then Mane's just, yeah, Liverpool's most important player. And without Salah and Mane in Liverpool's team, they wouldn't have won the Premier League or the Champions League. So, yeah, Mane signing from Southampton was a questionable signing for me until we saw how good he was. And now he's just to the point where I don't think anybody will outperform him. And we'll go for my probably favourite player right now, Aubameyang. He's going to sign a new contract. It's basically confirmed already. He won the Community Shield with a winning penalty and a stunning goal. Arsenal ended up winning 2-1 against, not 2-1, 1-1 on the draw, and then penalties won 5-4. But Aubameyang scored 22 goals last season, getting second in the league for most goals. If he signs a new contract with promising players, maybe signing for Arsenal next season with Aouar and Partey, the midfield is going to help him out even more. Pepe could perform incredibly next season as well. He may be moving into striker with Lacazette leaving. And Benrahma may be signing, Zaha may be signing. He's going to have options next season to help him get more goals and more goals and more goals. And with Arteta, I can see him scoring maybe even 25 goals at one point. So yeah, that's my fantasy team. Callum, you still there? That was long. But
Yes, I'm still here. Don't worry, I'd be doing stuff in the background, so everything's alright. But
okay.
you really
yeah, that's my fantasy team.
expressed your feelings there, so well done. So,
It's a hell of a fantasy team. I'll quickly go on to honourable mentions before we finish here.
fair
Now, for the transfers that might happen, that I think would outperform everybody, it's a bit obvious. It's Thiago from Liverpool, who, yeah, he could change Liverpool's, like, with the signings that happened for other teams, Liverpool do not look confident in winning the Premier League again. But if he joins Liverpool, everything's changed. Liverpool's team is completely changed. They're going to be 10 times better than they were last season, which is hard to do. And, well, yeah, Messi, if he joins Man City, it's a rip in the chats for everybody in the league. Especially people like David Luiz. Oh dear. But yeah, if Messi signs, he's guaranteed taking Sterling over as in my fantasy team, of course. I've also got Partey and Aouar who could be joining Arsenal. Them two could change Arsenal completely if they sign. But yeah, honourable mentions also go to Van der Beek and Maddison. Now these two, Maddison signed a new deal with Leicester for 2025, and Van der Beek just signed from Ajax, so he could be another great player. And he also does have a habit of getting a lot of penalties, which is going to help Bruno Fernandes out a lot. So yeah, that's my honourable mentions. But there you go, fantasy teams. Both our fantasy teams revealed there. We'll come back at the end of the season to look at our fantasy teams and the team of the season, and also the predictions of the Premier League and what we think. Maybe 2 separate videos for those at the end of the season,
Yes.
which will also be in line with the Euro starting. Ooh.
Ooh. Scary.
Ooh. But yeah, so we'll quickly move on to your favourite section, my favourite section, everybody's favourite section, the transfer roundup. We've got a lot to talk about here.
Okay. Are you actually going to tell me the title's like that? Don't tell me the title's actually like... No.
What, youngsters?
What is that? What's happened there?
I don't know
Bear
what's
with
happened.
me.
What's happened?
Bear with me. Okay, just sorting this very weird technical difficulty that has just occurred. There we go. We're all alright now. We're all alright. Okay. Q-Rod.
Okay. Now, transfers section. I've got a lot of transfers to talk about, and also how well they did last season, the specific money that they've gone for. But yeah, we'll start off with rumours. We'll start off with rumours because that's the most dull part of this. It's probably there's some of them aren't going to happen, some of them might happen. We'll start off with Callum will know about this. DePaul to Leeds, Rodrigo DePaul from Udinese. 30 mil is a bit steep, but we don't know how well he's going to do, and nobody ever knows how well he's going to do. So maybe surprise factor him joining Leeds. Maybe he will perform. Two Rodrigos in Leeds can't go badly. We all know how good Rodrigos are in football, so can't be ever bad. What do you think about that, Callum? 30 mil? Do you think he's going to perform for Leeds?
I hope so, obviously.
For a price of 30 mil, you will hope so.
Oh, yeah, I will hope
You
so.
don't-
It'll be our record signing if it happens. But apparently he's holding back a bit because he wants to see if Juventus are interested. If so, he'd rather join Juventus. So that's got
Juventus
some
are
Leeds
signing
fans
a lot of midfielders.
a bit of a either he's Leeds or not Leeds. But I mean, even if he does join, he's a great player, and like all players, he'll want to win. So, what more do you need?
True. Okay, we've got 3 Arsenal transfers that I'll quickly go over. Actually, no, it's 4. I've just realised it's 4. Oh dear. Maybe a bit biased. We won't talk about it though. We've got Bellerin going to PSG. Could happen. They're in advanced talks, so might happen. Bellerin looks like he's going to leave because every Arsenal player and Arsenal manager and, well, not every Arsenal manager, Arteta, really want to keep Maitland-Niles and really want to start him. So Bellerin's kind of gone down the pecking order. And PSG are in advanced talks with him. I've also heard that Juventus have him as their prime target. So 2 big teams going in for Bellerin. We'll see what happens there. Arsenal have put a 50 mil bid in for Osem Aouar from Lyon. One of the star players in the Champions League for Lyon, got them into the semi-final. And I'm very excited about this. I would rather him sign than Partey sign. So I just really want him to sign. 50 mil bid though probably will get rejected. Apparently they want 60 mil to 70 mil, which Arsenal, I can see they're willing to pay that for a guy with his class. We all know Chelsea have a goalkeeper problem with Kepa, don't we? He's got a save percentage of like 40%, which is dreadful.
Yeah, that's not good.
But, and they seem to be going for Lille goalkeeper Mike Main. I don't know how to say this name. I'm guessing it's Mainan or Magnan, or you get what I mean. He seems to be joining Chelsea. He's been in the Champions League. He's played in the Champions League. He got Lille into 3rd place, 2nd place last season as well. It would be a good signing for Chelsea. They need a goalkeeper right now, and they desperately need one. And with Thiago Silva, who can speak French, he was in the Liga, and Malang Sarr, Maignan would fit perfectly because he can communicate with the centre backs, which is important. We've got a secret one. Most people won't know who this guy is. Aaron Hickey from Hearts in the Scottish League is basically all but confirmed for signing to Bologna in the Serie A. Little signing. Just had to talk about it. And Aaron Hickey is a very talented left back, Scottish left back. He was linked with Celtic, but he seems to be going to Bologna. We've got another 2 Arsenal transfers here. Socrates looks likely to go to Napoli for around about a 10 mil transfer, which is shocking looking at the other confirmed transfers that happen. And we've also heard that Lacazette could be parting ways with Arsenal for the transfer of Partey to happen. Now, Partey's a very expensive transfer, so we will need money to sign him. And Lacazette is likely to join either Atletico or Juventus, who are desperate for him. Lacazette is favoured as a striker for Juventus to sign. So I can see that happening. Would I want Lacazette to leave as an Arsenal fan? Not really. He gets Aubameyang most of his goals from assists. So yeah, I would rather him not leave. But anything can happen. We'll move on to the confirmed transfers. Now we've got a total of 11 confirmed transfers. We'll start off with Rakitic, recent transfer going to Sevilla for 1.5 mil. What is Barcelona doing there? Really, what is Barcelona doing there? Shocking to know that Rakitic, probably one of the most prolific midfielders in the midfield right now, has gone for 1.5 mil. Can't really say much about that. Good signing from Sevilla. Former player for Sevilla. Was so talented when he was playing for Sevilla. Yeah, probably for like a week.
Exactly.
But, you know. So, well, we also heard, well, this was the weirdest confirmation of a signing ever. If you want to see it, go onto the Arsenal YouTube channel. Willian and David Luiz were having a FaceTime call and invited Gabriel from Lille, Gabriel Magalhães, who confirmed that he signed for Arsenal for 27 mil. And right after that, everything was going off. Arsenal had an interview. They basically confirmed it on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, Gabriel has signed for Arsenal for 27 mil. Seems like him and Saliba will be a future partnership. I feel like David Luiz will play most games this season. Sadly. We'll go on to Van der Beek. I sighed there because I really don't want to talk about Van der Beek. It's an annoying signing because the fact that he got the most penalties awarded for any player in the Eredivisie since 2018 is it's tiring for every Premier League fan. You don't want to see Man United just constantly getting penalties. But yeah, he signed for 39 mil. Good signing for Man United, in my opinion. Like, in terms of actual quality in the midfield, he's very good. He got a semi-final goal against Tottenham, which they ended up getting knocked out. But when De Jong and De Ligt were there, he was also in that pecking order for the best player in Ajax. So, good signing for Manchester United. 39 mil is also a good transfer sum for him. We'll go with the guy who's on the thumbnail that you're seeing, not thumbnail, but on the screen right now. Matty Cash has signed for Aston Villa for 60 mil. Yeah, good signing for Aston Villa. And Matty Cash, star performer in the Championship for Nottingham. Good signing from Aston Villa. They needed a right back. Now we'll move on to one of my favourite signings of the transfer window. Tonali has moved from Brescia to AC Milan for 26 mil. He is talked about as the next Pirlo, and he is just the star performer for Brescia. He signed for AC Milan, who now have an incredible midfield. They've probably got the most promising midfield in the world, with Benassa and Tonali, and probably going to sign Bakayoko as well. I'll talk about a little bit about Tonali and Van der Beek last season, as we just talked about them. Van der Beek last season played 1,916 minutes of football, 8 goals and 5 assists, which moves to 240 minutes per goal. Not that amazing, but he is a centre attacking mid, half the time a centre mid. So good signing for Man United. And Tonali played 39 games and 8 goal contributions at CDM, and he has also the highest tackle rate at Brescia, so great signing in my opinion. He is the most promising midfielder in the world. AC Milan, it's just my favourite signing because AC Milan have managed to pull off the most talented Italian in the world. Now, 2 shocking signings from Everton, combined of 58 mil signings from Everton. We've got James Rodriguez and Allen from Napoli. James Rodriguez signed for 30 mil. Well, he hasn't signed yet. They're both having their medical really soon, but it's basically confirmed. And Allen has signed for 28 mil. Good signings from Everton. Changed up their whole midfield. Their midfield is going to be scary next season. Who else do they have in the midfield? Sigurdsson, Davies. They didn't really have a prolific midfield, but now everything's changed. We will talk about a guy who was in my fantasy team, Doherty, who moved to Tottenham for 18 mil. If you haven't seen his announcement video, please go watch it. It's the most hilarious thing ever. He deletes tweets about Arsenal that he made a long time ago. Great video. A great watch. Even if you're an Arsenal fan, or a Tottenham fan, or any fan, it's a great watch. Now, Kolarov has moved to Inter for the same money as Rakitic did to Sevilla with 1.5 mil. He still hasn't had his medical, but it's coming up soon. Kolarov is basically confirmed to Inter. Don't really know what to talk about that. Another 33, 34-year-old going to Inter. It's a bit pointless. Inter's just making some boring signings now. We got recently confirmed, 7 o'clock today, Timothy Castagna has gone to Leicester for 21.5 mil. Now, I've just seen the stats on this guy and how well he played last season. It was dreadful, to say the least. From left mid, he played 38 games, 4 goals, and 0 assists. With Atlanta scoring 98 goals last season, for him to have the least amount of goals out of any attacker in the team, is that really good signing for Leicester? I don't think so. Especially for 21 mil. It's a weird one. Like, in my opinion, it's not a good signing with 4 goals, like contributing to the team's 98. There's no point of Leicester signing him with Maddison in their team, with Albrighton in their team, with Damari Gray, Barnes. They've got too many left mids. I don't know why they signed him. And we've got probably the biggest news of today. Chelsea and Leverkusen have agreed a 90 mil deal for Havertz. Okay, it's 89.5, but basically 90 mil. And yeah, we've been waiting for this news for a long time. It's just now whether this is just the confirmation now. Havertz is basically joined Chelsea at this point. But 90 mil for Havertz. He is a 90 mil player, but he really wanted to leave Leverkusen. I don't know if 90 mil is the right offer for him to join. Now, quick talk about this. Timothy Castagna. He is Belgium, another Belgian player playing for Leicester. He used to play with Tielemans. Him, I think, is probably the worst signing that's happened during the past week. And the best signing, in my opinion, is Tonali for AC Milan. So yeah, that's the video and the podcast to an end. Anything you want to say, Colin?
Well, not really. Yeah, I think you've done this bit very well. And
Thank you.
next episode, next Thursday, which will be a date, the 10th.
10th.
We're going to do our score predictions for the first week of the Premier League, aren't we? Which...
Yep. And
it's
then the week after that,
exciting.
we'll be looking at it.
Yes. But if
do you know
any
what
of
we
you...
should do? Do you know what we should do? Every prediction that we make, like every score prediction, whoever has the best predictions wins that week, and then throughout the season we'll tally up how many weeks we win.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, we'll think of a point system as well. So like, if you're 1 goal off,
you
maybe get a point.
A win is like 1 point.
No.
Getting.
We'll sort this out. We'll sort this all out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, make sure you follow us on Twitter.
Link in the description.
F_I_podcast.
If you've made it this far, well done. You've survived for 32 minutes, which is an accomplishment in itself. You should be knighted by the Queen. But now
Rodrigo himself, the king. Not to say I live with the Queen, but
on that note, we will end.
Do I.
Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.